Well, I guess it's time to put another W on our main man, Spidey. Anyways, welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very exciting episode of Marvel's Spider-Man 101. So first and foremost, Spidey Squad, I do hope that you all are thoroughly enjoying both Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales as well as Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered if you were able to secure a PlayStation 5. And don't you worry, everybody, because there will be loads more Miles Morales videos coming from me in the near future, as well as videos discussing Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered once I am able to secure a PlayStation 5 for myself. But just in case you are someone who is looking directly for content from me about Miles Morales as of right now, I did actually post my full review of the game a few days ago. So in case you do want to go and check it out for yourselves, I will leave it as a link in the description below. But for today's topic, even though the majority of people have now moved onto the next-gen platform of the PlayStation 5, there is still a lot of exciting news pertaining to Spider-Man currently on the PlayStation 4. And based on these current statistics, it looks like that this is just the beginning. So in case you happen to miss this absolutely mind-blowing news for yourself, it was initially reported by none other than David Boll, who, if you're unaware, is none other than the global brand marketing lead over at PlayStation. And believe it or not, but I was actually lucky enough to meet David in person during last year's San Diego Comic-Con. David was and still is one of the primary factors as to why the overall marketing for both Marvel's Spider-Man and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales has been so good when leading up to launch. So if you're someone who's loved all the recent trailers for both of these games, as well as the incredibly insightful Daily Bugle newspapers that have been posted within the universe of Marvel's Spider-Man, then you mainly have David Boll to thank. And knowing that this news comes directly from him makes it all the more impactful. But luckily, the fellow media publication of PlayStation Lifestyle did take the opportunity to take all this information from David and further analyze it to put things into a better perspective. And based on the significance of these statistics alone, this is truly a massively historical moment for the entire Spider-Man property as a whole, specifically within the world of the gaming medium. Because as this article states, Marvel's Spider-Man has officially reached a new sales milestone, crossing an impressive 20 million copies sold on PlayStation 4. And to read off directly from the PlayStation Lifestyle website, they did go on to describe the last update about sales numbers for Marvel's Spider-Man came in August of 2019. As of July of that year, the title had moved a whopping 13.2 million units globally. Since then, the numbers have steadily climbed and by no small margin. Insomniac Games' first Spider-Man outing now sits at more than 20 million copies sold worldwide. And given the source of the matter itself once again, this sales update comes courtesy of David Boll, global marketing leader over at PlayStation. Boll's LinkedIn profile notes the following: broke sales records with a recognized marketing campaign for Marvel's Spider-Man. 3.3 million units sold in the first 3 days, and currently over 20 million units globally. Such a milestone puts Marvel's Spider-Man neck and neck with some of PlayStation's other best sellers. For context, as of October of 2019, the original Last of Us game sold 20 million units on both PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. At the time, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End was trailing close behind at 16 million units sold on PS4. Given the recent release of The Last of Us Part 2, it stands to reason sales of the original have since climbed further. Since Sony has yet to update the sales-related details itself, exact figures remain under wraps for the time being. However, based on the analytics coming directly from David's LinkedIn post, it did indicate that PlayStation originally accounted for $6.8 billion in revenue, with over 75 million video game titles shipping worldwide, including that of Marvel's Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Uncharted, Ratchet & Clank, and much more. But based on these latest figures, it does showcase that Marvel's Spider-Man is now currently one of Sony's best-selling properties in recent years, which now seems to be slowly but surely passing the overall success rate of the previous AAA Sony titles coming directly from their first-party studios. This essentially makes Spider-Man their golden goose. And if that wasn't clear before, Marvel's Spider-Man has obviously now received a complete remaster of the original game, now exclusively for the PlayStation 5. But in case you're someone like me who isn't a fan of some of the changes that Insomniac made into the remaster, you can still play the original game from PlayStation 4 through the backwards compatibility feature on PS5. 5. And given the time of this recording on November 19th, the PlayStation 5 has now officially shipped in Europe and other parts of the world, meaning that the overall sales for Spider-Man PS4 will surely start to increase even more. And thanks to the recent releases of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales as well as Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered being some of the core premier launch titles of the PlayStation 5, Spidey's popularity within the realm of gaming is currently at an all-time high. And I for one couldn't be happier. Even before this news came out, it was already confirmed back during the August 2019 update that Spider-Man PS4 was officially the highest selling superhero game of all time. And on top of that, it just so happened that the game itself was fully exclusive to one platform. So not only does this latest update fully secure the overall future of the Spider-Man franchise within the video game world, but it also showcases how meaningful and impactful this game was for so many players. Thanks to the game's incredibly breathtaking graphics, even on a standard PlayStation 4, added on top with the insanely impactful narrative that was told within the universe of Spider-Man lore, as well as the extremely fun gameplay mechanics with the combat and swinging, Spider-Man PS4 has easily cemented itself as one of, if not the best representations of Spider-Man ever made. Insomniac and Marvel truly poured their heart and souls into this game, and based on the success rate that it has now received, that clearly has paid off for them in spades. So even though the future of Spider-Man on the PlayStation platform is pretty much fully guaranteed at this point, I'm sincerely hoping that Marvel Games will take notice of this and truly indicate exactly what type of experiences players are looking for. Because while I do have my fair share of fun with the other Marvel gaming experiences that are currently out there, like that of Marvel's Avengers, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and Marvel's Iron Man VR, I personally think that the formula that Insomniac have set forth for the character of Spider-Man within their own game is truly what makes the character so special. But nonetheless, if you're still someone like me who is a major fan of Spider-Man PS4 and the overall universe that Insomniac have crafted for this character, it's primarily all thanks to you that this game has succeeded as much as it has. This game was and still is a truly special experience. And just knowing how much this game has thoroughly impacted each and every one of you just as much as it has me makes it all worthwhile. But with all that said, everyone, that's the video I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about Spider-Man PS4 now having officially sold over 20 million copies worldwide, and now embedding itself as the highest selling superhero game of all time? And given the massive amount of success that Spider-Man PS4 has now received, what other AAA superhero game would you like to see either Marvel or DC make in the future? For me personally, even though Bill Roseman pretty much debunked this possible theory a few months ago, I'm still holding out hopes for a full-on single-player AAA Daredevil game. Because if we can get characters like Spider-Man and the Avengers to receive their own games from Marvel, I don't see why Daredevil couldn't also be a possibility. But until next time, true believers, thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy. And without further ado, peace out.
I'd call that a mild success. I'd call that unbelievable.